Yo, what is up, YouTube? Alright, man, so we back with another Tales of Arise video. So we are gonna continue the story, man. We out here in Lenegis, baby. We out here in Lenegis. So, I think I did. Oh, yeah,
Something
we just
feels
literally
off
just
here.
got here, so yeah. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of like empty-minded right now because I'm a little tired, but I kind of forgot what we did last episode. Let me see my saves. Oh yeah, the emotional part from Shion. There you go. All right, yeah.
Be on your guard.
But yeah, man, I'm here relaxing now. So let's just move on with the story. Um, yeah. All right, guys, enjoy the gameplay. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Heros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it! I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us. Yes!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Hmm?
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people who cared about him till the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces. And nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Corps existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
Shh. But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Xion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Damn it. Lennigus soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Oh! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they've got one.
Demon Plague!
Hurricane foot!
Prepare to be sealed!
Rock and roll!
Severing wind!
Let them feel! There!
Dragon swarm! Look side!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open! Be my guest! Burn in hell! You're on! Sword Rain Alpha! I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! Stardust! Look shot! Shattering pieces!
That'll bring you down!
Look shot!
Inferno Crossing!
Dragon swarm! We're not finished! Sword Rain Alpha!
By the
I'm
power
not
of
done!
water!
Going in!
You'll soon see about that!
Dragon swarm! Demon Fang!
Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang! Here I come! Demon Fang!
Sweep by the
Take this!
power of water!
Thrust! Sword Rain Alpha! Fire support! Here I come!
Flaming meteor!
Escape! I can try harder! Meister! Look shot! No escape!
Make it rain! Into the
Demon Fang!
Sweep land of rock and rain! More for the Hurricane flight! I'm on strike!
Make it rain! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Take it!
This one's
Take this! Dazzle! Here I come! Dragon
These
Form!
ones can run rings around us.
Take this! No escape!
Sleep now.
Demon Fang!
Moving this way.
Time to die! Vacuum Blade!
Glacial Spear. Here's evil. On guard.
Crush! Stand!
Freeze Lancer.
Leave the insanity to me.
Yeah! And pummeling to me! Flaming Thrust!
Finish without a trace. Do
Take
it.
this! Remove!
Astral Energy.
Say no more.
Prepare to be sealed!
Raging Cascade. Mega Ray. Concealed.
Here I come! I'm not done!
Lightning Orb.
Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear. Here's evil.
Here I come!
Sleep now.
No escape!
More for the stockpile.
Stand on!
Glacial Spear. Here's evil. This one's mine.
I'm not
Freeze
done!
Laser.
Vacuum Blade!
Supernova.
Dazzle! Take
Glacial
this!
Spear.
Crush!
Here's evil. Raging Cascade. Freeze Laser.
Here I come! The flame inside me!
Lightning.
Demon Fang!
Inferno.
Dragon
Wall.
Dragon Form!
Darkest sky. I
Next.
call upon thee. Meteor.
Demon Fang!
Sleep now.
Take this! My turn! Demon Fang!
I'm all stuffed up.
Sword Lane Alpha! Flaming Thrust! No escape!
Going in. I can do this all day.
Take this!
Flaming Meteor.
Demon Fang! No escape!
Look sharp. Going
Take
in.
this! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
Let's dispose of the
trash.
Ignite!
By the power of
Flaming Thrust!
Vanish without a
No
trace.
escape! Stardust!
Here's
Devastation! Soaring Light Spear!
Here I go.
You're finished!
Save you.
Devastation!
That's what my
Time to
shield's
finish
for.
this.
Get behind me.
Die! I'll leave it to you!
Consuming wildfire. Here goes. More where that came from.
Dragon Form!
Glacial
Flaming
Spear.
Thrust!
Here's evil.
Hurricane
More
Thrust!
for the stockpile. Freeze Lancer.
Hurrah! It's
Lightning. I'll heal
Here
you
I
all.
come!
The one
It's over!
Healing circle.
Inferno Sword! All mine!
Down.
You're on! You're finished! Vacuum Blade! Dazzle! Devastation!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
It's here! No escape!
Glacial Spear. You're not changing up the plan.
You're mine!
Inferno
Flaming Thrust!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Molotov!
Demon Fang! Strike! Eat this!
Healing circle.
Dragon Form! Demon Fang! Dazzle! Here I come!
Here!
It's over!
Going in!
There!
This one's mine! On guard!
Flaming Thrust! Try harder! Now! Take this!
Going in!
Strike!
This one's
Flaming
mine!
Thrust! Here I come!
Piercing rock!
Dazzle!
Spear. Piercing
On
evil.
guard! I'm ready!
Freeze Lancer.
Far enough!
Dragon Form!
Illuminate the dark.
Be still!
Holy glimmer.
Hurrah!
Holy red.
No escape! It's
That'll
on!
bring you down!
Be still! Thanks! Strike!
I can carve through armor.
Inferno crossing. Into the shadows.
It's over!
Going in!
Not on my watch.
Flaming Thrust!
First aid.
Rising Sun! I'm not done! There!
I don't even know the word defeat.
Demon Fang! Dazzle!
Going in!
Rising Phoenix! Here I come! Ignite! Dragon Form! Demon Fang! Be still!
Healing circle. Sleep
You're
now.
on! You're mine! Demon Fang! Flaming Thrust!
Armor won't save you! You made me angry! That was a bad idea!
My turn!
Going in!
You're on! Lightning strike! Soaring lightning spear!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare to Malika!
Will this
Here
help?
I strike!
Igneous!
Healing
circle!
I'm not done! Burn!
Can't get out of this! Lunar Arc!
Devastation! Mirage!
Igneous! Discharge!
Lightning thrust! I'm not done!
Igneous! Radio!
Lightning thrust! No escape! No escape! Demon Fang! Vacuum blade! Be still! Rising Phoenix! I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
Get lost!
Dragon Force!
Engaging!
I can carve through walls!
Sleep now. Freeze, let me know that at night. Then you leave me no choice. That's my cue.
Dragon Force!
Shut him down.
Here I come! Strike! Sword Rain Alpha!
Anything in armor is
In here! Inferno!
Dragon Force! Demon Fang! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Demon Fang! Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Demon Fang! We did it! Where that be? Sword Rain Alpha! Demon Fang! Swallow Dance! I'm not done! I'm on Dragon Force! Lightning Strike!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Demon Fang! It's time!
Come down, Holy Glimmer!
Remember to tell me if you need... healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
I'll do my best!
You got spirit.
You picked the wrong one! Dragon form!
Raging Cascade!
So much for talking it out!
Now you'll learn.
Mirage! Be still! Mirage!
You're mine.
Take
Look
this!
sharp! I'll be
Dragon form! Demon Pack! Explosive ring! Here I come! Crush! Vacuum blade! Demon Pack!
Switch
You're mine! Demon Pack! You're finished!
Now!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! Mirage! Here I go!
Illuminate the
Demon Pack! Dragon Swarm!
Make it rain! Still! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Raging
Demon
Cascade!
Pack! Take this!
It's
Do
here!
it now!
Move! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I need to be stronger.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
I'll do my best!
You're mine! You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm! Time to cross-blade! Explosive ring!
Too much to handle?
Vacuum blade!
Fires attack!
Tornado Alpha!
Here goes! Healing fire! Switch blade!
No gun!
Need to pull myself together.
Incineration blade! It's over!
Work in this blade!
You're mine! Strike! I'll smash you! Dragon Swarm!
Time to die, Watch!
Where
are you going?
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned!
Will this help? Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the dark!
Demon Pack!
Healing fire! Holy land! Waiting between heaven and earth!
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing
No
beast!
meteor! Dragon Swarm!
Guardian Field!
Alright!
Let me out!
Demon Pack!
Sadistic descent!
Destruction!
Worth a shot!
Here!
Take this!
Piercing roar!
Look out! It's showtime!
I'm ready to go! Time to shine!
Coyote!
Going in!
Now you see what I can do!
Any more
In a
of this and I'll
bind?
burn out.
Punchy left!
No escape! I'm ready to suck with fire!
Mega Ray! Take this! By the top!
Lightning Blast! It's time! You picked the wrong fight!
By the power!
Vacuum blade!
Raging cascade!
Incineration wave! Steaming red!
Healing circle! I'm ready, baby!
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! Take this!
Where are you going?
Dragon War! You're mine! No escape! Try harder! Not here!
Here, let me help.
Ready and ready! Dragon Swarm!
This one lays on fear. Here's the evil. Fantastic.
My clothes!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Explosive ring!
Armor
won't save you! This one's all mine!
This one's
Dragon
mine.
Swarm! There! You picked the wrong fight! Demon Fang! Vacuum blade! Dragon Swarm! Demon Fang! Take this!
A wailing banshee of lightning.
No escape! It's over! Tear!
I'll stop its top. Thanks, Kisara.
My turn! Demon Fang!
Glacial spear. Here's the evil. Ground and
I'm not done!
Freeze lancer. In between heaven and earth. Pieces. A wailing banshee of lightning. Good shot. This one's mine. Sleep now.
Here I come!
I'll be saving this one. Magic is amped.
I can carve through armor! Isaac, take this!
Now for something
Demon
special.
Fang!
I'm just getting
Try harder! My turn!
This
This is looking good! Not today!
Just getting started.
There!
Reflect those eyes, sin.
They smite with blackened blade! I'm on! Dazzle!
Now.
No! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Healing arts take their toll on the user, you know.
Ah, right. What? Arrest?
I'll do my best.
Dragon Swarm!
Take
this! Look sharp! Dragon Swarm! Strike! Take this!
Keep up to the wolf. Lunar Whirlwind. Magic is dead. Ready and over here.
I'll smash you! Time to let it rip!
Here's a healing art.
Trust it!
First aid.
I owe you
If
one.
it's in the sky, it's mine.
Demon Fang!
Lunar
Take
corruption.
this! I'm not
Demon
Demon Fang! Try harder! This one's all mine! Bloody hell! Dragon Swarm!
Sorry.
But this fight ends here! Now, Asuna!
Right. Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Illuminate the dark power of
Come
light. Holy glitter
Here I
with
come.
our strength.
Burn in hell!
A chain
Dragon
between heaven
Swarm.
and earth. Plasma.
Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help.
Sword Rain Alpha! Here I come!
Ready
I'll
and
leave
here.
you! Dragon Swarm! No further! Can't move!
Don't give up, heaven and earth.
I owe you one. Demon Fang!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Cross! Demon Fang! Dragon Swarm! Struck! Dazzle! Take this! Over!
Glacial spear. A weird evil.
Struck! Demon Fang! Bloody howling! Be still! Do it! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
We can really make weapons with this?
Right, here goes! Bring him down! Now you see what I can do! This one's all mine! Infinity Swarm! I'm going in! Try harder! No, you can't! Be still! Escape! Ignite! Here I come! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Demon Fang! Fire support! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! You're mine! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! Sovereign Alpha! Demon Fang! Golden Down!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Dragon Swarm!
Now you see what I can
Demon
do!
Fang! Dragon Swarm! Sovereign Alpha! Do it! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
A chain between
Demon
heaven and
Fang!
earth.
No escape! Try harder! My turn!
Down in here!
Demon Fang!
I'm just getting
started!
Watch him! Thunder field!
Demon Fang!
More where that came from!
Take this! No
In here.
escape! Vacuum Blade!
I'll be saving you in
Demon
action!
Fang! Dragon Swarm! This one's all mine! Dragon Swarm! Sovereign Alpha!
Do it!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Gotta break through! Feisty one, eh? Demon Fang!
I can read your moves like a hole!
Demon Fang!
Can't get out of this!
Look sharp!
One more that should all burn out!
You could use a hand. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare to Malika!
Take this! Doubly! In an instant! Impact block!
No!
Now one of them!
Illuminate the dark!
Going in!
Moving action!
Ground it! Between heaven and earth.
A wailing thunder! Lightning!
Pierce through!
Back into the fray!
By the power!
Demon Fang!
Your dreams!
Destruction!
Give me a skip card!
Demons descend!
Flashing Bang! Rising Rider!
This one's mine!
I'll smash you! Right deal! Hurricane Flood!
Give me a skip card!
Now!
One more!
Sorry.
But this fight ends here!
Now, Asuna!
Right! become even stronger.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what... could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control Zugos like that.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handled the Zugel. Then we kept some answers.
Aim for the weak point.
Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Be still!
On guard.
Lightning Thrust! You're mine!
Here, let me help. In here. More for the stockpile.
Lightning Thrust!
Here's the evil.
Demon Fang!
Freeze blade.
Radiant Light! Demon Fang! Regeneration! Regeneration! Demon Fang! Try harder!
Glacial spear.
Demon Fang! Stay still! I'm not done! Air pressure! Mirage! Try harder!
Take this!
Not a chance! Dragon Swarm! Be still! Mirage!
Breath of life! Heal my weary companion!
Hurricane Rush! Soaring Rocket!
Another incantation ruined!
Be still!
The tempest engulfs you!
Rising Falcon!
They smite with blackened flame!
Ignite! Dragon Blade!
Never let that I can do!
Vacuum Blade! Incineration Wave!
Elusive Deity!
Dazzle! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Can't get out of this!
Dragon Swarm!
That'll bring you down.
Be still!
Can you take it? Further.
Now, you'll pay for that! Strike!
No rest for the
Dragon
wicked.
Swarm!
Resonate with the
You're
earth.
finished! This one's all mine! I'm not done! Mirage! Dragon Swarm! It's showtime! Be still! Here I come!
I can carve through armor.
Here I come!
Resonate with the earth.
Lightning Thrust!
On your
Mirage! Take this! Dazzle! You're mine! I'm not done! Mirage! You're mine!
In here, healing arc.
Be still! You're mine!
A wailing brilliant lightning.
Not today!
First aid. Just what I feel.
Vacuum Blade!
I'll be saving you.
Incineration Wave! Here I come! Lightning Thrust!
Let the marksman handle this.
Dazzle!
Lightning
Heal my weary companion.
Glacial spear. Here's evil. I never miss. A chain between heaven and now.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing
Demon
arc.
Fang!
Explosive
ring!
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Holy
Vacuum
land.
Blade!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Lightning Thrust! Let's get attacked!
Right, watch out. In here.
Not now,
I'll be
not
saving
ever!
this one.
My turn! Time to let it rip! Demon
Pull
Fang!
myself together.
Demon Fang! Try harder! My turn! Be still! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire! Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Take this! I'm not done! Demon Fang! Take this!
Got it.
Demon Dragon Swarm!
Take that! Hit them!
Vacuum Blade! Captivity!
I'm all stuck
Main or dead?
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Not on my watch!
I'll smash you!
I'll grind you with a glacial spear!
Take this! Vacuum Blade!
Illuminate Blazer!
Demon Pet! Dragon Swarm! Engulf you! Try this! Try harder! My turn! Eat this! Incineration Blade! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Bloody Demon Fang! Shattering to pieces! Going blast! Now or never! Take this! Can't get out of this!
I'm almost impressed.
My praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Dragon
A
Swarm!
wailing Banshee of light!
Vacuum Blade!
Lunar corruption!
I'll smash you! Demon Fang!
Flame of Fury! Arctic Field!
Severing Wind! Be still! Stay away from my friend!
Addiction light.
Resuscitation! Close one! Gotcha! By the power of... Raging Finish without a trace! Sleep now!
Deity! Everlasting shock!
Can't move!
Here comes the big one! Try harder!
I'll be saving this one!
Demon Pet! Try harder! My turn! Demon Fang! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Demon Fang! You're mine! Rising Falcon! I'm not...
Here, let me help!
Demon Fang! What? You picked the wrong fight!
Lightning
Fire
Orb!
Spear! Rising Falcon! Devastation!
Lightning! Came between heaven and earth!
Through armor!
A wailing Banshee of lightning! Going! Not on my watch!
Try harder! Now! No further! Here I hit! Try harder! Not a chance!
I'm all stuck
Demon
up!
Fang! With the
Lightning raging cascade!
There! Lightning thrust! I'm ready! Phoenix!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Now it's just her! Varia, can you hear me? Varia!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalie!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Xion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Xion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I just need a little time first. I want to make sure I go into whatever comes next completely prepared.
We've reached our destination.
You can never be too prepared. But did... We have to spend...
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Good grief. Hey! Whoa!
Huh? Well...
Huh?
Yeah.
I guess...
Huh?
Got it.
Thanks.
Hey, Alphen, you mind if we take a bit of a detour?
It's fine by me, but what for?
Rinwell says there's a phantom flower that grows around here. We want to look for it. It won't take long, promise.
A flower, huh? All right. Let's take a look. That's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Lion Power! We did it! Vacuum Blade! Inferno Crossing!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat. Hi, Noodle! Glacial Steel. Here's Evil.
Anything in armor is all
Freeze
mine!
Lancer.
No escape!
Going in.
Divine Savior!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
Look out!
What the hell is that? Hey! You want a piece of me?
Stay calm, Law. It's coming for us.
You just had to make things difficult for us, didn't you?
What are you muttering about? Focus or you'll get hurt.
Don't worry. I'll have this wrapped up in flash.
Go for the weak point. A wailing banshee of lightning.
Demon Fang!
Feel.
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Raise Blaster! Where where that came from?
A super swallow game!
What's this?
This one's mine.
Now you see what I can do.
Razor confiscated. I'll heal you all.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Ignite!
I'll tear you apart.
I'll
Here it is.
Lightning and gas.
Explosive ring!
Illuminate the dark.
Evil
Magic is there.
I'm just
Holy
getting
land.
Here
Radiant
I come!
By the power
Dragon
of
Swarm!
flame. Vanish without a
I'll
trace.
tear you apart.
Severing Link! Tear!
Illuminate the dark. Got it.
Demon
Changing up
Fang!
the
Explosive ring! I'll smash you!
Healing circle.
Dragon swarm! I'm on it! I owe you one.
Heal.
Storm!
I'll be saving this one.
Ready to go!
Shut this.
Take this! Dragon swarm!
Fire's passion. Display.
Dragon swarm! Storm!
You
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that. Burn in hell!
Fire.
I owe you one.
There. One more.
First strike! Chocolate strike! Storm!
Annihilation. Fire's attack.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Go me! In an instant! Impact claw!
Will this help?
What did I tell you? Don't get away! I'll finish you here and now! Eternal devastation! You.
Where are you going? Here's a healing arm.
What the? Flames?
Watch out! It's changing its attack. Concentration.
Dragon swarm! Not my fight! You'll pay for that!
Concentration. Burning strike. Purge the level. Arcade waterfall. Freeze.
Ready to go!
Here's a healing.
Not done yet! Rising Wyvern! Stardust! Eat this! Come and get it!
Lunar Poison. Go get it.
Demon Fang!
Vanish without a trace.
Come on, Dan! I'll smash you! Demon Fang! Here I come! Not my fight! Stay away from my friend! Try harder! Not again! Not today! Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade! Damn it! No paper!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing
Lightning Run!
This one's mine.
Dragon Swarm!
Not on my watch.
I play you all day! Demon Fang!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Sleep now.
Demon Fang!
Here, let me have it.
Not done yet!
Aid.
Oh, you are gonna pay for that!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Cyber yours to be less friendly! Demon Fang!
Resuscitation. I still got to fight.
Vacuum Blade!
I'm out of ammo. I'm all stopped up.
Take this! Demon Fang! Dragon
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. More for the stockpile.
You're wide open!
Here's a healing
Not
arm.
done yet! Rising Wyvern! You! Stay away from... Not my kind!
Back into the fray. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Waterfall. Freeze. I can't heal you forever. Purge the leveling. Arctic. Water. Freeze Lancer. Who cares?
Dragon Swarm! First aid! Demon Fang! Let you all down!
Dirt.
Dragon...
The doctor ordered. Reload. Keep like you care. First aid.
I owe you one.
Don't leave me.
Almost!
Explosion. Think again.
Here I come! I'm just getting it!
Can't be happening. Changing up the plan.
Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Something's different from before.
It's about to come at us. Look sharp.
There! Demon Fang! I owe you one.
If it's in the sky,
I owe
it's
you one.
mine. Will this help? Healing circle.
Thanks.
Ready. Need to pull myself together. Don't give up.
Dragon Shout!
Resuscitation. I won't give up.
Not done yet. Hurricane!
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I'd... like to check their wares, if you don't mind.
We've reached our destination.
Hi, Hoodle!
Flaming thrust!
Lunar corruption! Between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning! These ones can run rings around us! By the power of flame!
You're mine!
Lightning orb! More with
In a
that
bind?
face!
You're
Force
mine!
field! Explosion! Rise! Between heaven and earth!
Incineration wave! Demon
A
flame!
wailing banshee of lightning!
Ignite!
Freeze blade now!
Here I come!
I'll go ahead!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Here I go!
Make it rain! Too fast!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Dragon Swarm!
Raging tempest!
Sorry, but this fight ends here! Now, Asuna!
Right! Lunar corruption!
Dragon Swarm! No further! Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade! Dash!
Holy land! Lunar
Vacuum
now!
Blade! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Let's refrain from losing.
Get lost!
Dazzle!
Go get!
Negative Dragon Swarm! Raging you apart! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
I single attack!
Be still!
Got it! Burning glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Dragon Swarm!
Great blaster!
Dance!
Blah blah blah! That's it!
Incineration Wave! You're mine! Struck! Not today! Dragon Swarm! Dance!
Magic is there! Sharpness! Too much to handle!
Here I come! Flaming thrust!
It's go time!
I have no limits! Dragon Swarm!
That'll bring you down!
Thanks!
Sharpness!
I'll smash you! Demon Pet!
Lightning!
Dance!
Fall into thy own death!
Incineration Wave! Demon Pet!
Lightning!
Dragon Swarm! Sorry, but this fight ends here! Now, Asuna!
Right!
Dragon Swarm!
companion.
I owe you one!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Be still!
Fall into thy
Mirage!
death!
Begin! Does it be still? It's on! Soaring on spear! Mirage!
Rotating pile driver.
Take this!
Anything in order is all mine.
Not today!
Shine. Radiant light. Force of regeneration. Regenerate.
Explosive ring! I owe you one! Lightning thrust!
Lunar corruption!
Rising falcon!
Elusive deity.
Here I come!
Eagle ray.
It's over!
If it's in the sky,
Begin!
it's
Spear!
mine!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Done! I'll leave it to you! Black and straight up!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Time to let it rip! Execute it!
Another incantation brewing.
Dragon Swarm!
Pierce evil!
Regenerate! This one's all
Suffer
mine!
in silence.
Eat dirt!
Chain between heaven and earth!
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing
Try
banshee
that,
of
thank you!
lightning!
Explosive ring! Demon Fang! Take this!
Illuminate the darkness! Holy land! This one's mine!
Dragon Be still! Throwing light spear! Your arm! Strike! It's over!
Healer!
Scattering! He's in! Down on the wing! Demon Fang!
Lunar corruption! Lightning orb!
Explosive
Lunar
ray!
blast! Where would that
I'm
be
ready!
from?
Bring up!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
We're still standing. Barely.
Coming through! Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Mega ray!
Explosive ring!
Chain between heaven and earth!
Can't get out of this!
Wailing
Demon
bandits
Fang!
trying to keep
Try
up
this!
with the wall!
Leave the charges to me.
In here!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
And the pummel is to me!
You're mine! Strike! You're on! Execution! Dragon Swarm! Eat them! Demon Fang! I'm not done! Demon Fang! You're mine! You're on! Dragon Swarm!
Steel, piercing bolt! I'll be
Take
taking
this!
it!
Demon Fang!
Rending you apart.
Lightning Thrust! Okay, we did it! You're on! Dragon Swarm!
In here!
Okay! Dragon Swarm!
I owe you one. In here! By the power of Lord of the Stockpile! Gemini Aqua! Blah blah blah! Magic! Cash Malevolent! Magic is one's mine!
You're finished!
Seal!
Here I come!
I'm ready!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Demon
Now!
Fang!
No further!
Dragon Swarm!
Freeze Lancer! Power of water! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Go no further!
Dragon Swarm!
Bring him down!
Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
I'm going in! Now you'll learn! Ignite! Begin! Dragon Swarm! Fire support! Try this!
Taking pile driver!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Cross! Demon Fang!
Illuminate the dark! Magic is there! Holy Land!
Sorry.
But this fight ends here!
Now Asuna! Right!
Resonate with the earth! Strike!
Bloody
Dragon Swarm! I'm ready! Lightning Bolt! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Go no further!
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning Supernova! Freeze Lancer! Arcane Waterfall!
Ready and
If you won't bow out night, then you leave me no choice!
Dragon Swarm! Lightning Thrust! Take this! Blade inside me!
Lightning
Be
Lunar Corruption!
Demon Fang!
Lunar Blast! A chain between heaven
You're
and earth!
finished! Take this!
A wailing Banshee of lightning!
Engage! Demon Fang!
Leave it out! Do it!
Take this!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Don't get careless. Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh, help!
Engaging! You're mine! Release!
The wise warrior knows when to call it quits. How long have we...
Alright, y'all. I'm gonna end the video here. Something tells me something big's gonna happen when I enter the next part, so pretty sure that this can't be the end game already, right? I think we're definitely nearing it, but nah, I don't think it's over yet. But something big is definitely happening, so we're just gonna have to wait and see, bro. We're just gonna have to wait and see what's going on with it. So yeah, I don't know if my recording turned out good because I just upgraded my OBS or updated my OBS studio, and my fucking settings are weird. Did I record in the right settings? Oh man, it's gonna be messed up if I didn't. But oh shoot. Okay, y'all. I guess. Hold up. Let me just make sure. I think it did record alright. It's still in 4K apparently. But yeah, we learned a bit. Well, we learned more about Alphen, of course, and Dohalium. Surprisingly, since this is where he's pretty much from, along with Xion. But Dohalium definitely has a history here, more than Xion, because Xion has the thorns, obviously. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's late. It's really late at night, so I'm gonna end the video here, y'all. So if you guys made it to this video, man, leave a like, join, share the video, subscribe if you're new, comment down below. And yeah, man. Peace out.